Shalom. First, I start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai by Shem Kadash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, likewise brothers putting on this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep and do brothers and sisters. Shalom. Today's lesson's titled, Winner Takes All. And what's up for grabs? The earth. Rulership of the earth. Now, there's got to be a reason for a fight. And who's that fight going to be? It's going to be the Hamashiach when he returns against the wicked rulers of this earth. Let's go into Revelation 6 and start verse 9, and we're going to see the reason why this fight will be taking place. And it reads, "And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of power, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also, and their brethren that should be killed as they were, should be fulfilled." And who are the fellow servants and brethren? Those are the prophets of today. Okay, the ones that are alive, the ones that are testifying against the wicked rulers of this earth. And those that are already in the spirit world, they're looking at what's taking place, the hell, the wrath of this devil, Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man that he's going to be bringing on the children of Israel. And in particular, his eyes are set on the elect, because the hopefully elect are the only ones that are really going to stand up against this man and his wicked ways, to speak of his wickedness, to boldly stand against him, to resist his new world order, to resist him in every way possible, especially when they come out with the MOTB, which is known as the mark of the beast. Now let's go into Romans 3 and start with verse 3, because we have a lot of hard-headed, stubborn, proud Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, and Hispanics, that don't believe a word that's coming from the scripture, because it's being spoken by men of low degree according to societal standard. It reads, "Well, what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the fate of power without effect? Power forbid. Let power be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged." So it doesn't matter if you don't believe. Let's just take a look at some of the things that we're going to be facing. Okay, you have concentration camps, mass genocide, roundups, public executions. We're going to be deemed number one, or enemy number one of the New World Order. And if you remember, according to Genesis 27:41, Esau's vow, which is to slay his brother Jacob. And as much as we bring that out, our people neglect to look at the times that we're in. They don't measure the time diligently. It has already started. In fact, there's a reason for that cry under the altar, okay, from the spirits who are looking at the atrocities that's taking place against the children of Israel, and is crying out to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, for vengeance. For vengeance. This is Daniel 12:1. It reads, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time thy people should be delivered, every one that should be found written in the book." What book is that? The book of life. Okay, see, our people think it's a joke. They don't look at the fact that this man is building internment camps all across Great Babylon, America, and across the earth itself. Okay, concentration camps with guillotines. Okay, they have what they call those infernos or furnaces that they will throw bodies in there, because they expect a lot of people to die from sickness, murdering each other because they're in close in compartments, similar to how we were when we were on the slave ships. Okay, and you have a set of people right now that don't work in unison. So people in those concentration camps are not going to be trying to help each other. They're going to be killing each other for the morsels of food, and it's going to be like entertainment for Esau. Okay, you can imagine them filming, okay, starving, sick jakes in these internment camps, okay, just killing and murdering each other for slop, for pig slop that you would feed a pig. Okay, let's go into Matthew 24 and starting with verse 29, because you don't have to believe. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe the elders. You don't have to believe any of us. But it's coming to pass. It reads, immediately after the tribulation of those days. I just spoke about those days from Daniel 12 and 1, which is so horrible, okay, that the angel Michael has to come and deliver the elect, to protect, okay, the elect. It's that bad. Okay, keep in mind, I showed you concentration camp, mass genocide, roundups, public executions. Okay, this crazy psychopath Edomite dictator that's sitting in the seat of wickedness out there in Washington D.C. wants public execution. You know, by fire, by gunfire, beheadings. These are the same spirit from the ancient Roman Empire that enjoy these things. It's coming back again right now. They're at their end. They don't care. This ain't about, looking good to the world anymore. Wake up, Jake. It says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be dark, and the moon shall not give a light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Who's that? Yahushai. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He's coming with the heavenly hosts. Okay, just like how you see in this AI animation I created. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So, again, the title of this lesson is Winner Takes All. So before this fight, you have to clear the ring. You have to clear all of the collaterals. Okay, and the hopefully elect, or the elect, will be the collateral. Okay, so Yahushai and the heavenly hosts do not want to accidentally, so to speak, destroy the elect whom he has come to deliver. Now, let's go into the book of Joel, chapter 3, starting verse 9, reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into sword, and your pruning hooks into spear. Let the weak say, I am strong. Aren't we seeing that right now? These nations ain't backing down. So they're preparing to go against Great Babylon America, but in the meantime, what they don't understand is that they're also preparing to go against the Hamashiach, okay, which is going to be led, okay, by the so-called white man to go and fight him. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, till it cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai. Let the heathen be wakened and come to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So, gonna gather them to one place there, okay? All the armies of the world are gonna be fighting each other and, trying to off each other, trying to see who's gonna reign supreme, Continue, it says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, is near in the valley of decision. Look at the buildup that's taking place out there in the Middle East right now. Okay, and Great Babylon America does have a judgment that's coming for it, where it's going to be obliterated, okay, and be a sign for what happens when you go up against the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai. But there is a battle, okay, that's going to be taking place, World War III. And now, look what happens here, okay? Keep in mind, the elect is out of the way, okay? That tribulation is already gone. And now you have the judgment that's coming to these heathens, particularly the Edomites, okay, where they're going to be finally put down. It reads, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 5 reads, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So they can see Yahweh coming down. They can be scared. But the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, the Most High, Yahweh, is going to put the spirit in them to go up against him. It has to happen. Why? When it takes all, it has to be a fight. Okay? Plus, the elect souls have been crying for this vengeance. Okay? Vengeance. We're going to see this. It reads, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it, okay, which is what? That chariot, that giant fighter ship. By I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. That's how big it is. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. They had to fight. They got no choice. They have no choice, okay? Put up or shut up, but they have to fight. It has to happen. Winner takes all. It has to happen. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, they came with everything, man. Look at it, things we haven't even seen yet, okay? Ships and fighter jets and type of things we haven't even seen. You hear people always talk about abduction and all that stuff like that. That's the technology that Esau them have, okay, that they be, pushing out there like that. So we're gonna see Esau them having these combatant jets and tanks and that looks outwardly, but in fact they were created here on this earth, okay, to go up against Yahweh Shai. He neither lifted up his hand or held a sword nor instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Who would not be afraid when they see that? So the destruction is so violent, so swift, and so powerful and so devastating. You have all the combined armies of the world that goes up against Yahweh Shai and the heavenly host, thinking that it's a alien invasion. At least that's what the rest of the world is going to think. They already know who it is. They already know. Okay? But they have to fulfill prophecy, and they're going to be destroyed in such a way it's just dust left. And so you can see the prophet there was just like, he saw that, and he was just shaken by that. When he saw how violent Yahweh Shai is going to deal with them. Let's close out with Psalms 47 and so I want to read. To the chief musician, a psalm for the son of Korah. O clap your hands, all ye people, shout unto power with the voice of triumph. For the Lord, Yahweh Shai Most High, is terrible. He's not a nice guy, he's terrible. He's a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, 12 tribes of Israel, whom he loved, Selah. So what? Winner takes all. And the winner is, Lord willing, levels edified, that goes by giving all great honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.